Tonight, the stage is set at the UFC Apex for another thrilling, grappling spectacle where the world's best submission artists clash for glory under the bright lights. In the main event, the dynamic Mikey Musumeci makes his highly anticipated Fight Pass Invitational debut. A five-time IBJJF world champion and former one-submission grappling champion, Musumeci is known for his relentless guard and lethal submissions, having finished his last 4 opponents.
I have no patience. I just want to finish my opponent. I'm just going to come forward the whole time, and I want to show beautiful jiu-jitsu.
But across the mat stands Felipe Machado, the 2024 IBJJF South American no-gi champion, who tore through his division with a string of leg lock victories.
Eu sou cara que vou pra dentro, sempre, e as pessoas que lutam com o Mike ficam ali pouco receosas. Então elas sabem que eu vou pra dentro do Mike, eu não vou ter receio.
Can Machado shock the world, or will Musumeci prove why he's one of the best grapplers alive? In the co-main event, fireworks are guaranteed as Renato Canuto returns to the FBI stage. Fresh off a heel hook victory at Fight Pass Invitational 8.
Oh! The flying scissor! I think he's down. He's down.
The IBJJF champion looks to keep his momentum rolling. But he faces an incredible challenge in Jason North, a 3-time NCAA Division I wrestling champion making his FPI debut. Will Canuto's submission prowess outshine North's wrestling dominance? Live from the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, Nevada, this is UFC Fight Pass Invitational 9.
2024 has been one of the biggest years in combat sports history. And tonight in Las Vegas, the submission grappling revolution continues as the world's best jiu-jitsu players are back inside the UFC Apex for another installment of the Fight Pass Invitational. In our main event, we'll see this man, Mikey Musumeci, the man who made history by becoming the first BJJ athlete to sign an exclusive contract with the UFC. He hopes to elevate his game and the sport tonight in our main event. We'll also see other newcomers such as Brazil's Sandre Silva. He draws the tough B team representative in Damian Anderson. He'll look to impress in his FPI debut. And if that weren't enough, we have a pair of fan favorites as the Canutos are back, and they hope to pick up right where they left off as both Renato and Raquel earned big wins by submission at the last FPI tonight. They hope to do so once again. Live from inside the UFC Apex, you're locked in to the UFC Fight Pass Invitational number 9. Alongside grappling royalty, the King Gordon Ryan and BMAC Brandon McCatherine, I'm TJ DeSantis. Thanks so much for joining us for the UFC Fight Pass Invitational. Gordon, we talk about the submission grappling revolution. It continues to grow. You've been at the center of it, but tonight you're on the commentary team for another historic show.
Yeah, as you said, 2024 has been quite the ride for submission grappling. It's some of the biggest events in history, and we've had 8 successful FPIs now. We're headed on to the 9th, and every time they get better. There's amazing talent from start to finish, and I'm excited to be out there one more time on the commentary table.
And BMAC, you've been here every step of the way, but I still think you pinch yourself every single time we walk into the Apex for a jiu-jitsu show.
Yeah, I really can't believe it's happening. All of the storyline, all of the narrative that's been building into this one monumental moment. I really think that this is going to go down as one of the most important moments in the history of jiu-jitsu.
Let's take a look at our exciting 10-match card tonight here from inside the Apex. And you'll notice a theme. It is very much Team USA on the left side, Team Brazil on the right. And Gordon, I guess you would say Mikey Musumeci, he might be Captain America tonight in our main event.
I mean, yeah, he's all the talk. He's been on a tear in other organizations. He's a multiple-time gi and no-gi world champion. I mean, there's nothing really more you need to say about Mikey's accolades. He's incredible.
He wants to elevate his game as well as the sport of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's primed to do that in our main event. But the man who looks to play spoiler, BMAC, is a Brazilian and Felipe Machado. He would love to end the hype train and steal Mikey's shine in the process.
And they're not just bringing in Machado to get run over by Mikey. They went out and found the perfect opponent for him. Felipe is somebody who is very, very aggressive. He's very dynamic. He's an action-packed grappler, and he's not somebody that's here to get run over. He's absolutely going to bring the fight to Mikey, and who knows, we might could see an upset in this main event.
He'll have his opportunity in our main event. It is Machado versus Mikey Musumeci. All right, for more information on tonight's broadcast, let's throw it to the fourth member of our broadcast team standing by. It is Morgan Worth.
Thanks, TJ. Tonight, New Jersey native Mikey Musumeci makes history as the first ever BJJ exclusive athlete signed underneath the UFC banner. In talking with the 28-year-old, he said it's all the pressure and the responsibility in the world, which he loves. The third-degree black belt told me that he's no longer competing for world titles. Instead, he's looking to connect and introduce people to jiu-jitsu. And with the backing of this organization, he thinks within 5 to 10 years, the sport can be as mainstream as MMA is. And over the past year, UFC President Dana White has been looking to develop the world's best jiu-jitsu program. And this is just the first signing of many to come over the next few months, taking grappling to a whole new level. And TJ, with so many newcomers on this Fight Pass Invitational, maybe you'll see a few of these guys signed with a dominant performance here tonight.
Absolutely, Morgan. Thanks so much. Anything can happen tonight, and we have a rule set that promotes action. Let's take a look at the rules for the Fight Pass Invitational number 9. All of our matches will be subjected to one submission-only regulation period. If no submission occurs in regulation, we will head to overtime. In overtime, a point-based scoring system will come into effect. However, negative points for stalling can be handed out at any time. In overtime, points will be awarded by the referee. Once position is held for at least 3 seconds, judges can signal scoring and corrections from the mat side. If the score is tied at the end of overtime, a winner will be determined by our judges. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for our first match. As the ladies are set to take the mat, we'll see the American Shelby Murphy representing AOJ. She takes on Brazil's Lavinia Barboza. For our official introductions, we go to Justin Bernard.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the UFC Fight Pass Invitational 9, live from the UFC Apex, Las Vegas, Nevada. Our first match is a women's 105-pound no-gi singles match, scheduled for 6 minutes plus overtime. Introducing to you first, in the yellow corner, with an official weight of 104 pounds, out of Checkmat Lucas Elite, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, by way of La Habra, California, Lavinia Barboza. And in the red corner, with an official weight of 104.5 pounds, out of Art of Jiu-Jitsu, Mendez Brothers, Costa Mesa, California, Shelby Murphy. Your referee in charge, Jason Herzog.
Referee Jason Herzog getting our first assignment tonight. We'll see Vitor Shaolin as our other referee a little bit later on. But now it's a pair of 105-pounders taking the mat. It is American Shelby Murphy taking on Lavinia Barboza.
They get down and get into the action right away. Immediately, Barboza trying to tangle the leg.
Shelby doing a good job extracting. Some nice leg pummeling battles going on here. Now Shelby's on an Achilles on her leg. She's trying to climb up.
And that's been a lot of the new, I guess, like the new technology of leg locks, like the straight ankle lock and the Aoki lock, all making like big moves in the sport in the last couple of.
Well, yeah, I mean, the finishes have been pretty prominent, and just using the Achilles to climb the leg to get into heel hook positions. And here we go. She's got a decent heel hook. She missed the bite, but just barely. Barboza did a good job rolling with it and inverting and hiding the heel.
Stay on the mat. Stay on the mat. Stay on the mat.
Looks like Barboza's going to try to come up in top position here. Now she sits back again, but
Ooh, that's a nice bite if she can capitalize on it.
Nice
that's
bite.
a really good bite.
She's got a reverse figure 4 grip now, but she let it go because it looks like Barboza was attacking her legs.
Yeah, she didn't have the connection that she needed, I think, but the initial bite there was actually really strong.
trazer mais o joelho dela pela linha do seu quadril. Cuidado aí na subida dela para ela não cair bem no knee slice. Deixar essa perna direita ativa.
Murphy coming up here on top position, but still tangled up.
Isso aí não, Marco. Boa, isso aí.
Now the ladies go back to their feet.
To the center.
Back standing.
Ready? Ready? Fight.
Both of these ladies are black belts and obviously focused on the leg attack here early in this one.
And again, she gets to that figure four and just doesn't have the leg entanglement that she wants. But she's able to find the bite early.
So Shelby's trying to use a bite first, leg second method, whereas most people enter into the legs, get a deep bite in the legs first with their legs, and then go for the heel second. She's trying to go heel first, get a reaction, and then throw her legs into place as Barboza rolls. But Barboza's keen to it, and she's just extracting the knee, making sure she can't throw her legs into position instead of rolling and giving up strong leg entanglements.
That was a nice sweep there to come back to the top position.
Keep inward, that's good. You see, like, you're much stronger than her. Like, just keep going. Just keep going. You're gonna find the vibration.
Just past the halfway point here of regulation.
Yes, yes. Force.
All of them are doing such a good job pummeling that neither one of them can really get hip to hip with a strong entanglement.
Cross my feet like this. Yes, nice.
Stop there. Stop there. Stop there.
I mentioned both ladies are black belts. Gordon, you know, in your progression through jiu-jitsu, were leg attacks something that you did early on, or was it something more as you advanced through the ranks?
Well, I didn't do them until I was a blue belt, and I went to Henzo's, and I was like beating competitive black belts in competition, and then everyone in the room in Henzo's heel hooked me 27 times around, and I was like, oh, maybe I should learn those. So I was kind of forced into it because I was just getting beat up by everybody. But you see now, I mean, they're as popular as arm bars are.
Right.
Everyone across every age division, weight division, gender division is using them.
You know, it's gone from a meta to an essential part of the game.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know them, you're going to get left behind. It's like you at least need to know just enough about them so you just don't go out and get heel hooked by everybody.
I think for the longest time, the narrative was you have to be a more advanced belt to play that game because they are so dangerous. You don't want to get hurt training, but you also can't, come into it after you're already, say, a purple belt. As you said, you'll be left behind.
Yeah, I think it's just about cultivating a good training environment where people aren't trying to hurt one another. I think it's up to the students to really be able to train them correctly, because like you said, if you come in and you start learning Kimuras at purple belt, they're going to be so much further behind in that one area. So you kind of got to introduce them slowly but safely, as you come through the training. Nice attempt at a pass here by Murphy.
Touch over a minute remains here in regulation.
It looks like she has an underhook. Does she have an underhook on the far side? Can't quite see.
She came in off of that row drag, so she
got the underhook. If she can switch to a crossface and start circling towards the hips and flatten her out in half guard, she could be looking at a pass from here. Okay, so she's trying to get control of the head and shoulders now, which she does. And now the whole thing is she needs to circle towards the hips to flatten out Barboza's leg. But Barboza does a good job of understanding that and goes for an inversion.
Oh, nice.
And actually ends up with a potential attack from here.
Murphy now in the closed guard, under 30 seconds remain.
She's keeping the closed guard, even with the knee slicing up the middle. She's hoping to get an off balance with her here as they approach the end of regulation.
Time for a last attack here. And that's the deepest bite she has with the legs. She doesn't quite have the heel.
Time expires. We are now headed to overtime. Points will come into play now.
You guys are in the wrong corners.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. You're here. Just go ahead. Come here. Ma'am.
Now with the points coming in, Gordon, do you expect a significant strategy change from either athlete?
Well, it'll be interesting because you know, they can't really concede sweeps from these positions.
Right.
So
let's take a look at the replay. Gordon, walk us through.
So the good passing pressure by Shelby here. Barboza doing a good job inverting, keeping her off the head. And from here, she gets pretty deep into a top head and arm, but Barboza recognizes that, goes into an inversion, and then ends up with a near attack, and they kind of ended up stalemating. She brings that hand back across that left hand there, and they end up in closed guard, and that was the end of the round there.
Thought we might see a triangle attempt as the position changed.
Yeah, it was looking kind of dicey there, but Shelby did a good job of bringing the hand back across and squaring.
Points will be starting now, okay? You right here? Here we go. Fighter ready? Ready? Let's fight.
Now overtime underway. Points are in play. 4 minutes left for these athletes to work.
Barboza's coming on top now.
Oh, she's got to be careful here. She's going to give up 2 right there, I think.
Barboza at the top position.
See much stronger than her now. Yes, yes, yes.
Entra, cuidado do braço aí, Lavínia. Entra tudo.
Yes.
Entra a cabeça com tudo, Lavínia.
Stay tight, stay tight.
Não tem nada, vai tirar.
Shelby trying to pull that arm in, but the elbow's a little bit too far away.
Não deram 2.
No score yet.
Sweep. Não deram raspagem, Lavínia.
0-0, Shelby.
Atenção aí.
Yes, keep invert. Yes.
Ooh, shooting for the triangle.
Vamos passar. Esconde o gancho dela aí no meio. Põe esse pezinho nela no meio da sua perna, Lavínia. Não deixa esse pé no quadril.
Barboza doing a really nice job of keeping the hips flat, keeping Murphy from getting active with her offense. It's just kind of stifling her.
Try to get under again. Yes.
By keeping her hips. Now she swoops it over into this outside heel hook again with the bite. Just like you were saying, bite first, entanglement second.
Yep.
This is not a bad look.
They both have attacks here. And she's got a toe hold here, which means Shelby will also have to go for a toe hold. The advantage of a toe hold is that it comes on faster, but isn't mechanically as strong. But you can get more of a reaction with the toe hold if you got toe hold versus heel hook.
Eu não sei porque que não deram 2, mas não deram. Presta atenção, não sei se ela subir rodar.
Right there, go for it, right there, that angle, right there, going belly down.
She wants to give straight
She
ankle
can go belly down from here.
Nessa botinha aí.
Looks like the hands are set pretty decent, but she has to worry about that right foot of hers being attacked as well.
Boa. Entra bem o quadril. Boa.
Getting a bite on the heel forces her to bail on the ankle lock and come up and react.
Barboza's got a decent bite there. Shelby should go for a counter toe hold in the top leg. She's going to be forced to roll now. Doing a good job fighting the legs.
Shelby, maybe that foot, you can go right there.
And Barboza doesn't really have a grip on the heel.
Cuidado com o seu. Cuidado do birimbolo aí.
Murphy barely keeping her knee line free.
Inside heel hook over there.
Minuto e meio, Lavínia.
She's going to look
Good job of going belly down.
Vai pra de fora. Boa.
She wants to clear that knee and step over to the other side.
Yep.
Decides to dig back in instead. Left her ankle in a pretty compromised position.
She's got a pretty good bite. All depends on how her hands are connected.
Manter esse jogo.
Yes.
There it is.
This is time for Shelby to create some offense now.
This is big, big moment here.
Inside the final minute of overtime.
Yeah, she should be looking to put that leg under the arm for an Achilles. She has an Achilles, she won't be able to get it back taken. But she's got to get control of the head and arm now. She's got to control the head and the arm and flatten everything out. She can step that left knee over Barboza's top knee. She can start dragging the knees away from the elbows and start passing from here.
Probably the most significant offense of the match so far.
Yeah. This last minute is going to be a big factor in this decision.
Keep over there, keep over there.
15 segundos, Lavínia. Volta com tudo atacando a perna. 10
Final
segundos.
10 seconds now.
Barboza doing a good job of not letting her control the head of the shoulders and getting it flattened out. Now Barboza back on the attack again. And that's time.
We go the distance. No sub in regulation. No points in overtime, so Judge is going to have to figure this one out.
You know, I think with Murphy making the back attack there towards the end, she probably is going to end up with the nod on this.
I think that'll definitely have some weight to this decision. I mean, Barboza did a good job of attacking, you know, for that overtime on the legs a lot of times, but she ended up exposing her back, you know, right at the last minute mark there. And you see Murphy attacking a heel hook here. Barboza wisely goes for a toe hold, because the toe hold comes on faster mechanically than the heel hook does. So she was able to mess Murphy's leg position up there and make her react. And you see here is where Murphy does a great job of freeing that knee and going in to attack the back.
All right, fun match, but the judges will have to decide a winner. That winner lies with Justin Bernard.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have your winner by judges' decision, Lavinia Barboza.
Barboza gets her hand raised, so Team Brazil on the board, 1-0. Your thoughts, guys, on our first match?
Well, I think you could have probably called that either way. That was very close. Each athlete had, you know, they traded leg attacks back and forth, neither really able to get the depth that they wanted and the like a threatening attack going. So I don't think you can really argue with it. It was very close.
Catch the official UFC 310 weigh-in show tomorrow morning. Join Daniel Cormier, Bilal Muhammad, Laura Sanko, and Dan Hellie as they get you warmed up for the UFC 310 pay-per-view from Vegas. It's live tomorrow, December 6th at 11:50 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and of course, UFC Fight Pass.
Alexandre Pantoja, the best flyweight in the world.
He is an absolute animal. I think of becoming a problem. I'm putting my way out the bottom.
Pantoja's a hunter that can put anyone out.
Pushing this into the limit. Been running this in for a minute.
One of the most dominant champions.
This man is something special.
Making his UFC debut and fighting for the championship at 125 pounds, Kai Asakura.
This is the moment I'm made for. I'm training and ready to wage for.
He is a vicious striker. 13 wins by knockout, 12 wins in the first round.
The power that he can generate in his ways is just extraordinary. Bring it on. Homie, it's my time now.
We got two undefeated phenoms. Let's go.
Shavkat Rakhmonov. 18-0, 18 finishes. No one has survived this man.
Ian Machado, Gary.
He is really a special talent. 15-0, undefeated, unstoppable.
A December pay-per-view to remember.
It's my time now. The most complete fighter in the UFC today.
2013 was the craziest year of my career.
Here we go.
I had first to defend my world title.
What a fight. George St-Pierre dominated this fight.
There's always the next guy.
He's not going to walk through me.
The next guy. And the next guy.
George Rush St-Pierre.
Up next, a matchup at 210 pounds as we see Michael Pixley return to the FPI mat. The purple belt represents Pedego submission fighting. He is 2 years the elder of his opponent in Brazil's Lucas Lira. For our official introductions, here's Justin Bernard.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next match is a 210-pound no-gi singles match, scheduled for 6 minutes plus overtime. Introducing to you first in the yellow corner, with an official weight of 207 pounds, out of Atos Jiu-Jitsu, Brazil, by way of Miami, Florida, Lucas Lira. And in the red corner, with an official weight of 209.5 pounds, out of Pedrigo Submission Fighting, Granite City, by way of Mount Vernon, Illinois, Michael Pixley. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Vitor Shaolin.
Vitor Shaolin getting this assignment. It is Michael Pixley taking on Lucas Lira. TJ DeSantis, B-Mac, Brandon McCatherine, along with the King, Gordon Ryan. Live tonight inside the UFC Apex, the site of the FPI 9.
This is going to be a very interesting match. I know Lucas studies a lot of what we do. He's been competing a lot. He's big into a leg lock game, and you know, Pixley is just like an all-American grinder. You know, very talented in the standing position, and you know, both of them have been on the biggest stages. So this will be an interesting clash of styles here.
Lira trying to get into an Imanari roll. Hits that 50-50 roll. That was big.
And this is exactly what I was talking about. This could be big trouble for Pixley.
Inverts underneath.
Separate the cage. Stop.
This reset's going to be
what's
interesting.
that reset going to look like?
Reset's going to be real interesting.
What an entry.
You talk about it all the time, winning the reset. Sometimes you can, you know, use a little veteranship to maybe get something you didn't have, or fight and make sure you don't let your opponent get something.
Oh yeah, that could.
Fight!
That could make or break the match.
3
winning the
points.
resets, but he gave him 3 points for that.
Oh, I guess they gave 3. They gave a -3 to Pixley. I guess they
Pixley,
felt he
okay.
was fleeing.
Oh, Pixley's getting here. This is where Pixley
Oh,
shines.
this is,
that
man,
darce.
he's got one of the best
He can lock
darces
that
in the
darce up.
game.
Oh, he's getting his hands locked. This is going to nice job by Luke. That was close. He was close. And Lucas hurt his rib.
Yeah, I saw that. He grimaced and sort of grabbed at his abdomen.
And Pixley's going to sense that. He's going to put
Yeah.
a lot of pressure on him here.
He shouldn't be showing that.
Stop. Miro.
Oh, he's talking to his corner already.
Come on. Focus now.
Tem 4 minutos, tá ganhando.
You can't be doing that as an athlete.
Vambora.
All right, more pressure.
Lira came out so aggressive and
Vamos virar.
got in business early, but
Joga mais
wasn't
sentado,
able to
faz a
finish
conexão
it.
do braço.
Now
Faz a conexão.
maybe hindered by a potential injury here. We'll see what happens.
Don't stop.
Nice job here by Pixley.
Pixley's
Changing
doing a
sides.
good job putting side-to-side pressure on.
Vai frustrar.
Stay on.
Faz a conexão 2-on-1. Faz o 2-on-1.
You mentioned that grinding style, Gordon, of Michael Pixley, Division III NCAA, wrestling champion, a guy that has been grappling his whole life.
Boy.
What do you think about his transition to submission grappling in jiu-jitsu? Is his wrestling carry over quite well?
I mean, he's, his wrestling is what had him one of the biggest upsets in, I think, the sport's history at ADCC this year. So, I mean, there's nothing really negative you can say about it. And he's got a good ability to go side to side and put pressure on guys, and his ability to chain submissions, specifically darces off of the wrestling exchanges and the guard passing exchanges. I mean, the darce is like is his best move, and he finishes a lot of good guys with that.
And he's got such a great strength with his stand-up, with his wrestling, with a couple of his attacks, like you mentioned, his darce, that it gives him an opportunity to mask some of the things that are still developing in his game if he can just keep it funneled into his strengths.
Yep, exactly. It's being a good wrestler is never a bad thing in jiu-jitsu.
For sure. Especially to the level that Pixley can do it at.
We'll see another standout wrestler in our co-main event, in Jason Nolf. But Gordon, I mean, you've shared the mat with Bo Nickel, a great wrestler who's gone into MMA. Do you think we'll see more high-level wrestlers come into jiu-jitsu with it being more of a sport where they can make a living?
I think so. I've also shared the mat with Jason Nolf in the training room. So, wrestling is kind of strange in the fact that there's no big money super fights. In our sport, there's guys can compete at different weight classes. A guy who's 200 pounds can compete against a guy who's 250 pounds. You don't really see that in wrestling. So I think just for guys to make money and to kind of take a different avenue after college wrestling or, wrestling at an Olympic level can start moving into jiu-jitsu. And we've been seeing that recently.
But for a long time, there was nowhere for wrestlers to go. And then the UFC comes along and gives wrestlers an avenue, a strong avenue. But now with the rise of jiu-jitsu, especially with the UFC coming in and putting such a heavy emphasis on jiu-jitsu, we're getting another place for these guys that are already masters of their craft to come in and start plying their trade.
Which is great, because that's gonna make the sport better as a whole, because the biggest hole in our sport right now is standing position and the integration of standing and ground. So having high level wrestlers come in can only be positive for jiu-jitsu.
Inside the final 2 minutes here of regulation, we were concerned about the potential injury of Lira's ribs, but he seems to be okay now.
Well, I think it's affected his strategy though and his pacing, because he's really just been playing from this seated, just back and forth between seated and supine position, trying to fend Pixley off. And this -3 that Pixley has on the board, it's, you know, regulation's not going to end with the -3. They're going to go into overtime, but Pixley's going to be fighting from behind here.
Yeah, which is that's going to be a big point in this match, because of the fact that Pixley's very good at avoiding submissions, as he's doing right now, but he's really got to put forward pressure to make up this discrepancy in points here. He's got to make something happen. And he's not really pushing forward like he was. He's kind of just avoiding submissions at this point.
And he hasn't been able to get through the guard work.
Correct. Yeah. And Lira's retention has been good. He stacked him a few times. He had to look at a Darce, but
Stand up. Fight.
He hasn't made anything significant happen so far.
Seminary roll, same thing here.
Lira
saw that.
Really leading that right foot super hard.
We saw an Imanari roll earlier from Lira before the potential injury. Do you think that's off the table now, BMAC, if he is hurt?
Well, I mean, he's showed his hand right there.
Right.
On that. I think it would be hard to hit a guy like Pixley with that twice in the same match.
Stop.
30 seconds, Michael. Be aware here.
Fight.
Got Charles Oliveira walking up in the crowd over there, fresh off his win in MSG.
Pula naquela, vai. Pula naquela. Bora. Vamos pular naquela. Dá de novo naquela.
10 seconds. He's gonna come.
Aí, boa.
Tried it again.
But you see, he didn't fully invert that time, which maybe his ribs are playing a part in that.
And Pixley just changed levels so quick too. He got to his knees so quickly, it really shut that out. I bet we get to see that Imanari roll again though here.
Now headed to overtime. Looking at the corner here of Lira trying to collect himself.
Presta atenção. 4. Presta atenção. Dá o braço pra ele.
Here's a replay. BMAC, walk us through.
Well, this is that Imanari roll, and he did a great job. And a lot of times when you see the Imanari roll, they get into that cross Aussie position, but he rolled all the way through, weaved his back leg through into the 50-50. Let's see if we can get a look at where the rib injury came. It was on this stack as he pushed, on the stack as he pushed back. That was the Darce attempt.
Let's go. All right, now regulation in the books, headed to overtime. 4 minutes for these guys to work, and again, points will come into play, but as we mentioned before, already in the minus point category for fleeing is Michael Pixley. He starts this OT down -3.
And Pixley's got to put him down right here. He's got to try to score quick. Even a guard pass. There he goes.
He's got the underhook. He's got to get control of the head now, though. He's got to switch back to a crossface. There he goes. Now he's going to walk towards the hips and flatten him out. He's in a good position here. He shouldn't be rushing from this position. He's in a good spot to pass. He's just got to make sure that he doesn't lose it from here. Luke's does a good job inserting that butterfly hook, but Pixley's halfway to mount. If he can beat that inside knee, he's going to pass him.
And like you said, don't rush. Like he tried to jump over there.
Don't rush. He's going to get 2 feet back in butterfly now, and now he's lost the whole thing. Went a little bit too fast there.
Again, don't stop now. Let's go.
He framed up that head and arm choke. Do you think maybe he was overzealous trying to secure that?
I think he was so excited about passing because he's got short time that he just wanted to barrel through. But he had 4 minutes is a long time when you're a top half scorer. He should have took a little bit more time and capitalized on that spot because he might not get there again.
Tries to hit that flying knee slice. Lira shut him out pretty easily. Falling back on a straight ankle, maybe looking for the heel.
There you go, and this is going to give Lira time to go and start passing from here. And Pixley being a wrestler,
short ankle.
He's got that's decent lock there.
I mean, if he can break him down to a hip, he could put a lot of pressure on that.
The hands are a tad low. If he can get him to go belly down, he's going to wrestle up from here.
Let's go now. He's got to come up. It's not a pull. Let's go. Get on him. Get on him. Get on him.
Now at the halfway point here of overtime.
Hey, we got to score here. Let's go. Let's go. You
Let's
got
go. Fight.
No grips. No grips. Let's go.
Pixley taking his time there, catching his breath.
You got to send it, Pixley. You got to want this. Let's go, my man. Let's go.
Circle, circle.
He's going to jump close.
Atenção no slide, vai.
Break. The middle.
Find it in you. Let's go.
Keep in the middle. Let's go.
Let's
Fight.
go. Let's go. Let's go.
You can hear the corner of Pixley saying, let's go. With every second that ticks away,
Set it up. Set it up.
his opportunity goes by the wayside to try to get some points and get back in this one.
Yeah, he's running out of time, and even one takedown is not going to do the trick for him. He's got to score 2 times here.
Yep. I mean, he should take an outside shot and look to put him down. He's got a minute left, and he needs a big score here. So
All right. You got 70 seconds to pass.
By allowing him the opportunity to set the grips and pull guard, he really negates his most obvious scoring opportunity.
exactly, and that's why I thought he should have taken an outside shot, because then Lucas wouldn't have had the chance to pull. Even if it was a sloppy shot, he could have made a connection, then kind of,
use his wrestling to
made
win the
something
scramble.
happen from there.
50 segundos, ele vai dar uma blitz, 45.
Let's go, Michael.
Atenção agora na retenção, atenção na retenção.
He's got to start really putting knee slots in, try to chain Darcis together.
Let's go.
30 segundos.
Come on, dude. Where's your wrestling, dude? Come on.
Oh, Lyra getting active out there, asking Pixley where his wrestling is.
Pixley's got to pull the trigger.
Yeah, I wonder if something's going on with him, or if he just...
He looks tired.
Fight.
Took a big deep breath walking back in. He could be tired.
He's getting backed up against the boundary. I mean, that's it.
Something's going on where that we don't know, because he should be more active than he has been in this last minute. He knows he's down.
There's some narrative underneath there that we don't understand for sure.
I would think so.
Well, we go the full regulation in overtime. Lyra, a little worse for the wear, holding his rib, but he's going to walk away with his hand raised here in his FBI debut.
Oh, it's all good, brother.
Yeah, and the performance and strategy of Pixley it's kind of a mystery to me. I don't quite understand why he didn't pull the trigger. He knew he was down.
Yeah, I mean, he knew he was down on points, and he should have took an outside shot, because every time he tied up with Lyra, he gave him the chance to sit down and then go forward into him. So it took away his main scoring apparatus, which was the takedown.
All right, we call upon Justin Bernard to crown our winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have your winner, Lucas Lyra.
Lucas Lyra getting it done. His hand is raised over Michael Pixley, and now we are 2 for 2 in Brazilians getting it done to start our night here at the Fight Pass Invitational number 9. We were inside the Apex, as is that man, Cody Steele, the combat jiu-jitsu world champion and budding MMA fighter. He's also an FBI veteran. He's watching tonight here as the FBI unfolds. All right, let's go to Morgan Worth standing by.
Thank you, TJ. With 9 years of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu experience, the B Team's Damian Anderson is feeling confident coming into his Fight Pass Invitational debut. The MMA fighter plans to showcase his action-packed style and slick submission attacks. This brown belt believes his no-gi experience will lead him to nailing a heel hook finish over Rio de Janeiro's Sandre Silva. At just 22 years old, Silva knows his aggressive style will be no easy feat. The black belt's game plan is simple. Take Anderson down, pass the guard, take the back, and choke him out. This high-paced matchup is exclusively on UFC Fight Pass. If you're not there, head there now. You're not going to want to miss this one.
What's up, everybody? I'm UFC President Dana White. Don't forget to sign up for the biggest giveaway we've ever done. I'm giving away 16 of the most insane prizes, and all you have to do is enter your email address. You can win a trip to Tequila, Mexico, to the Jose Cuervo Resort, a VIP trip to a MotoGP race, a trip to Melbourne to watch the Australian Open, and much, much more. It's easy to enter. Just go to UFC.com/16 days, and you can sign up for free. Good luck, everybody.
The heavyweight belts on the line. Here we go.
My God! This is power on power. In the co-main, Quinones versus Bordeaux.
They're going to slap each other's heads off.
Wow! Welterweight title bout. Blackburn, Muniz. It is not over yet. 3 championship belts on the line. Coming to you from the beautiful Fontainebleau, Las Vegas.
Let's go! Alexandre Pantoja, the best flyweight in the world.
He is an absolute animal.
Kai Asakura is a vicious striker. 12 wins in the first round. 13 by knockout.
Shavkat Rakhmonov.
18-0, 18 finishes. No one has survived this man.
Ian Gary. 15-0, unstoppable. It's time now.
Las Vegas, Nevada is no doubt the combat sports capital with UFC.